Today guys, I'm doing this video because a question came up a couple days ago. Whenever my daughter asked me, what is my profession? So I thought to myself, what is my profession? What do I do? Well, yes, I'm a firearms dealer. Not really what I do like consistently every day, selling guns, blah blah blah. Yeah, I sell a gun here and there, buy a gun here and there, FFL, but mostly I use my FFL to get the guns from the manufacturers who send them to me for review. So my main work is review. And I thought, well, okay, firearms reviewer. Kind of like one of those moments where you're like, oh, so what do you do? Oh, I'm a firearms reviewer. Also, basically unemployed. Maybe a little bit something more official, something more serious. Who does reviews on stuff, right? Expert. You know, you have to be an expert in something. But that sounds a little bit too like out of my league, you know? So today I'm making this video because I want you guys to be witnesses to my firearms expertise. Me taking the test in Firearms Proficiency. How hard can it be? What handgun centerfire round is generally recognized as the first to feature a hollow point round? Holy cow, this is harder than I expected. What handgun centerfire? Okay, so centerfire round, so it's either 45 ACP, 9mm, 38 special, 38 super automatic, 40 Smith. Yeah, they're all centerfire. Okay, well that didn't work. It's generally recognized as the first to feature hollow point round. 9mm is the older round than 45 ACP. It also can be, wait, 38 specialist. You know what? I'll go with 9mm because to me, I think out of these is the oldest round, like historically. Though I might be wrong. I actually am wrong. The correct answer is 38 super automatic. This is greatly influenced by the projectile speed. Okay. Decreases during flight, and generally the higher it is, the more damage it will do. Okay? Kinetic energy, bullet penetration, temporary cavity, bullet expansion, and fragmentation. This is generally by projectile speed. So speed is, if the faster, the more. Kinetic energy decreases during flight, kinetic energy, and generally the higher it is, the more damage it will do. Kinetic energy, projectile speed, bullet penetration, decreases during flight, bullet penetration, and generally the higher it is, the more damage it will do. Bullet penetration, that also works. I'll just say kinetic energy. Wow. Kinetic energy is the muscle force of a bullet. I had no idea. As it is expelled from the muzzle of a firearm. The heavier the bullet and the faster the velocity, higher grain, the bullet and the faster its velocity, the higher the kinetic energy and the more damage it will do. The mass and velocity of the bullet are used to calculate the kinetic energy. I had no idea. Man, this is some advanced stuff, holy cow. What state has the Colt single action Army revolver as its official state pistol? How am I supposed to know? Why would I know this? I have Pennsylvania because it's like old school, but no, it's Arizona. In which country did the Glock handgun primarily originate? Moving on. At least I know something. What is the very first step to follow when accepting? Why can't I read? When accepting a firearm from another person. Okay, what is the very first step to follow when accepting a firearm from another person? Okay, you eject the magazine, you check the chamber. Acknowledge to the other person handing you the gun that you have control of it. Thank you, sir. I do have control of your firearm. This is so dumb. Grasp the firearm. I don't know why this is so hilarious. I'm just gonna skip this. This is terrible. Make certain the firearm's action is open as you touch the gun. Make certain the firearm action is open as you touch the gun. How is that even possible? Like, physically touch and check the chamber to make certain there is not a round in the chamber. You know, actually, that's probably not the case here, but I actually know some firearms instructors that actually do this. Like they open up and they stick the finger into the chamber going like this to make sure that No random there. Everybody has their different way of training, of doing whatever, of teaching safety, but to me that's like overkill, and it almost creates like that psychological little bit of like trauma, micro psychological trauma, to where you're like, this is like, the gun is scary. Should I really touch it? Like, I don't know, maybe I should. Like, oh, open up like this, like 2 fingers, magazine away from there, open up, finger, and then put it in the safe. You have to look at the firearm as your extension, as a part of you. You trust your firearm, and you let the firearm trust you. This is your sidearm. It's not gonna hurt you. It's there to protect you. And all this is like, fingering is overkill. Visually check the chamber to make certain there is not a round in the chamber. Well, yeah, obviously. Although they're all like very, I don't know, this test is a little weird. There's like too much stuff that can work. Which of the following US Supreme Court rulings held that the right to bear arms extended to all US states? Man, this is like important one, and I don't know. Miranda versus Arizona. Peruta versus County of San Diego. Illinois and Moore and Madigan. McDonald versus Chicago. DC versus Heller. Well, alright, let's do DC and Heller. I have no idea. Nope, it was McDonald and Chicago. What is a primary characteristic describing sight alignment and sight picture? What is a primary characteristic? Okay, I should definitely know that. Sight picture is the vertical and horizontal relationship between the front and the rear sight. Yes. Sight picture is focusing only on the target. Well, no, you're actually focusing on the sights rather than the target. Both are necessary for proper aiming. Yeah, absolutely. Sight alignment is the placement of the sight on the target. Yes, that is true. Only sight alignment is necessary for proper aiming. Not exactly. So it's either this, or this. And that was lucky shot, really. That's way too many, like, that can be the answer. Which term would describe a system of engraving in the bore to impact stability and velocity to the projectile? Man, why is it so hard? Rifling? What device is used to vent some of the gases and attempt to counter the vertical movement of the barrel when the gun is fired? Well, that has to be compensator. What describes efficiently mixing the air and the unburned powder at the end of the muzzle with this in such a way that there is no blast flare? What describes efficiently mixing the air and the unburned powder at the end of the muzzle with this in such a way that there is no blast flare? So that should be flash suppressor or muzzle glow reducer, flash hider. Yeah, that's like pressure. What is the condition in which the breech is solidly closed and ready to fire? Lock. What device is attached to the end of the barrel that vents emerging propellant gas from the cartridge in sideways or rearward direction to reduce recoil, usually not vertically? Vertical is compensator. That should be muzzle brake. Yes. Which of the following is usually true? Okay. Your ability to maintain accurate shot placement is more important than the caliber you use. Your ability to maintain accurate shot placement. You should lean slightly backward when shooting your pistol. No. You lean in forward. There is no need to hold your breath when shooting. I mean, that's kind of true. Well, I don't do that, so but whatever. You should fire a warning shot in an encounter with an intruder. Absolutely freaking not. It is best to shoot a handgun with your non-dominant eye closed. No, it's not always the case, but usually true is your ability to maintain accurate shot placement is more important than the caliber you use. What term describes the sealing of propellant gases within the bore so to impact maximum velocity and stability to a projectile? Okay, this is no, that's not the inertia. Obturation. What? Obturation is a barrel blockage by a deformed soft projectile with usually a concave base, which will flare or expand under the heat and pressure of firing, filling the bore and affecting the barrel's rifling. The ordnance definition of obturation is the expansion of cartridge case or projectile to seal off the breech portion of a firearm and prevent escape of combat. I don't think anybody knows this, really. Which pistol with an exposed hammer, okay, officially replaced the 9mm Luger during World War II? Wait, on which side though? American or German? Because if it's on German side, exposed hammer, that would be Walther P38. But if it is on American side, then it's gonna be Beretta 92F. Wait, no, never mind. Walther P38 is first World War I, so it has to be Beretta. But it says that 9mm Luger was replaced, but with what? Colt 45? Beretta didn't come around until 1986. P38. What is the study of an object in flight and its related variables? Okay, ballistics. Which type of safety allows the hammer to be dropped on a live cartridge without risk of discharging it, usually by retracing or covering the firing pin before releasing the sear? Well, that's decocking. Which handgun manufacturer was the first to develop? No decocking over here. Which handgun manufacturer was the first to develop a polymer framed handgun? Now you would think it was Glock, but it wasn't Glock. It was H&K. Glock just popularized it, but it was H&K who were the first. Which of these calibers is the largest? 357 Magnum, I should know this, I have to know this. 38 Special, well, definitely not 380 ACP. 9mm is bigger than 380 ACP. But they all have about the same dimensions. Yes, projectile is about the same dimensions in all of them. Okay, 2 more questions. Let's do it. What state has the long rifle as its official state firearm? Come on, man. It's official stuff. How would I even know? Not Pennsylvania, definitely not Pennsylvania. West Virginia? Kentucky. Now that sounds like the state they can have for sure. So I'll go with Kentucky. Yeah. Here are the results for the basic firearms quiz. You really? There was no basic? 70%. Basic understanding. Your level. Basic understanding. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna cut it for the firearms expert yet. Oh, let me know if you guys have any suggestions for me to expand my firearms knowledge. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.